Right, so let's not forget these heart motifs and things. So this is the sleeve area that I've drawn out here. There, like that. I'm going to put a heart in there. And then I'm going to do something with fabric. Just to give you an idea of how this surface can build up. So let's turn it this way and I can see. Now I don't want it that way, I don't want it like straight down there. So if I do it like here, like that. And then I'm going to chain stitch around that. So I'm just putting my hoop again. It's like a kimono, that's making me think of a kimono, that fabric. Now maybe my hoop's too tight and that's straining the paper. Maybe. Because it's a mystery to me, it's never done that to me before. So there, can you see? You probably can't see the heart, but it's there. I need a longer bit of thread, I think. So chain stitch around that. What is scissors? Just get rid of this one. Now this is going to look like a proper dog's dinner when you get the picture. I'll be able to iron around the paper bits where there's no stitching, but maybe if I put it in a big hoop it'll look better. So I'll put a knot in my thread. Now I'm a bit concerned here and I'm actually thinking maybe I need a finer needle as well, because that paper hasn't done that to me before. I mean I could double it up now, but I'm not inclined to, because I'm more thinking it worked before, Karen, so it'll work again. So I'll just get a finer needle. And then we'll chain stitch around here. And this paper as well, if you put your, you know normally we do up down to make our holes. But with this paper, the holes just disappear on their own, so you're not really going to be, if you're poking about, it's not necessarily going to be a terrible thing like it would be if we were using acrylic paper. Now I'm also wondering, maybe white wasn't the best choice for this colour, this heart. But it's a learning curve. Nothing to stop me going around this chain stitch with a running stitch in a different colour. Those colours that I picked last time that I haven't brought with me. Not sure I like this chain stitch, to be honest, on here. But I'll go with it, and then if I get a chance I'll go around it off camera with a coloured thread, maybe the hot pink. But again, like the other thing, it's about seeing the bigger picture, and all I'm hoping to do with the last one and this one is get you started, get your brain ticking. Right, so I'm going to go down there. That's really, really weak, that paper there. It's going again. I might have to do it double, you know. I might have to start again. Not now, but at some point. Start again with double. Don't understand. Now I'm missing a chain stitch there, but never mind. Because the paper went into a little hole. If I just get you the general idea of what I'm intending to do here, then this is for me to worry about starting again with a double bit of this paper. Very strange. Obviously there can't be any pulling or jerking or anything with this, because this particular paper obviously is going to be a problem for tearing and stuff. See, getting caught around there, to just be really gentle. I'm going to have to start it again off camera and do it double. Because one little tear, one little accident's fine, but you can't spend your life doing a whole piece. Repair, repair, repair. Right, so that's all the way around. That's my heart, which is part of the patterning off the other thing, if you remember, and teardrops too. So if I go at the back and fasten that off, can you see? I can see. All the way I've that's all coming away there. That looks like it's going to completely come away. So all I can think is, like I say, this is new mulberry paper from a different place. Because I only rarely buy mulberry paper, and I can never remember, because I usually get a lot at once. I can never remember where I got it from, so I just Google mulberry paper. But it's not very good at all, that. So I am going to have to start again off camera with a different piece, but I can show you, do a double. So what I now need to do, and this would apply to the teardrop shape as well, I'm going to put a little bit of colour in here with this other fabric. Just cut a random piece of this fabric. I don't want a crease, but it's a bit crease there. So just a random offcut of this fabric. Lay that in the heart. Anywhere, just anywhere. Just cut it a bit small. You might have to adapt it, obviously. Cut it to there, like that, okay? And I'm going to stitch that down with a running stitch. So when I was talking about the coloured paper, you could use coloured paper here instead of fabric. But like I said, I'm not really 100% sure how that's going to work in terms of damp stretching, whether it would bleed or disintegrate. So you could make your heart shape, do your embroidery with fabric and thread, and then when you've done your final damp stretch, you could very carefully come back and add those little bits of paper with a little bit of running stitch like this. Obviously you won't be able to do it in your hoop because you'd crease it all. So I should have brought colour with me, I guess, because what needs to happen now is I need to fill this heart with seeding or similar or French knots. And I need to build up a bit of texture here. So what I might do as well, if you give me a second, I'll just stitch this down. I'd quite like it a bit textured and not flat, if you know what I mean. So this is very, very basic stitching, running stitch. But again, see the bigger picture. If this shape is filled in with lots of little offcuts of fabric, bits of texture, and then fill-in stitches like seed stitching and French knots, then it's going to be completely different to how it looks now. So what I'm going to do when I've done this, I mean, I didn't get up this morning and think I'd have to make something then do it again off camera with double paper, that's for sure. Right, so fasten that off. So think about creating texture within these shapes as well, because what I'm going to do now, I put my silk velvet away, that was foolish because I want it back, but it's only behind me. I'll just reach behind myself and get it. Can't reach off it up. Just rethread my needle because the thread come off my needle. Now, I had an off-cut from before, so I don't know if that's big enough. It might be. I kind of make that into a square shape. Because what I'm going to do now, I haven't got a knot in my thread, I'm just going to stitch this round like a circle. Heel around. Okay, take my needle up and I'm going to pull it tight so that the lump that creates is on the outside. Try it. Like that. Rethread one of the strands. I'm concerned that this is going to just completely wreck this bit of paper now. Take it through to the back. Right, I need to move that round to fit it in the shape. Thread again and take that one to the back. Now what I would normally do in this situation is tie these off, but I'm scared of this paper wrecking, so I'm just going to hold it there, take that one through to the back. Doesn't matter if it overlaps onto the bit of fabric you've actually, I will be able to tie that, just if I'm careful, just gentle. Right, cut this. All this is going to be disregarded after anyway when I have to do it again. Right, and now get some more cotton broader. Put a knot in the end this time, because I'm going to try and manipulate that so it fits into the shape of the heart. And I hold it in place with little tiny stitches before I would embellish it with French knots and things. So if I sew up here, it needs to come in like that. So literally just come through the paper and through the silk velvet and tuck it in with your needle so that it's within that shape. Like that. And again over here. This paper is disintegrating before my eyes. I kid you not. so that it's within the shape. It doesn't matter if it encroaches on that coloured piece, because we're building up surfaces here, an interest with overlaying and fabrics and stitches and things. Okay, over here, down there, and I think that'll suffice. So now what you can do, French knots look lovely on these little tied up things, and they do look lovely on silk velvet. Just randomly cluster French knots. I wouldn't do them individually, like one and then half an inch and another one. They kind of like clusters in this situation. Well, I personally think anyway, more effective in a cluster. And there's nothing to stop you encroaching into the open paper space with one of those, allowing them to spill into that area. So it's more like a flabbergasted disbelief about this paper. There. So it's spilling into that area as well, and it's softening the line between the coloured fabric and the silk velvet. If you haven't got any silk velvet lace, it'll be nice as well. So can you see how that's developing there? And again, do more on the velvet. So you're working in a small space but creating a really textured, encrusted shape where it's okay to actually have just white space. That contrast between the flat white of the paper and the embellished fabric is actually quite lovely. So build up your little areas. Now I'm going to take it out the hoop in a minute and talk about how I might progress going forward. So I'm not even going to fasten that off because it's just going to disintegrate anyway, and it's going to have to be done again, like I said. So, dog's dinner. I'll have to iron it. And you probably can't see the shape of the sleeve or anything to identify it there, but the sleeve shape is there. Okay, that's the shoulder coming down there, and that's that. So if you can imagine how this would develop and progress. Now, in terms of adding paper to this, you know my reasons why I'm not doing that yet, but I definitely will be putting paper on this. I might even, when I've got it double and started it again, be taking areas out and putting paper behind. That's something I really want to do, so I will try and fit that in somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to London. It was nice knowing you. I miss you already. Behave yourselves when I'm not here. And like I said on the other video, the stitch video, I'm going to have to go to a funeral at some point. And if it's next week, you might not get your video till Saturday or Sunday. All I can do is apologise. I just don't know what day it's going to be yet. And for those of you who didn't see the last video, who don't know what I'm talking about, it's just a very, very old friend of the family, 95-year-old lady, who we've all known since we were children. It's not family, it's not a relative or anything, but I have to go. So it might be Saturday or Sunday, but I will let you know, obviously. And I am available on email when I'm in London, but I can't check the Flickr group. Okay.